Dusty Futon podcast is a product of the Dusty Futon LLC and Dusty Futon Productions. Go to dustyfuton.com for more information. Welcome back to the Dusty Futon's Producers Corner. This episode features an unusual sounding group we found through our campaign with Reverb Nation, but they also just happen to be signed to Dirty Disciples record label Noize Cartel Records. Now, Reverb Nation is the worldwide leader in helping to generate leads for independent artists to help them reach their goals, and we are honored to be able to work with them to bring San Diego's best musicians right to you. Digital Lizards of Doom combine the genius and prowess of two enigmatic artists. Their first full-length album is out now, and we really dive into what it took to make this 2-year project work. Take a listen as we have fun with Gabe and Gally of Digital Lizards of Doom.
I can see the cogs churning in Matthew's head.
Always.
A little bit of steam coming out of the headphones.
You know I have to write notes.
You will.
All right, we're good to go?
I don't know, are we? Yeah. I just don't have the music yet. I'm waiting for that to finish downloading.
Okay. Welcome.
Oh, sorry.
I got a shirt today.
Start. Hey. We are here back on the Dusty Futon. Don't worry, we're happy.
Super happy.
My name is Dirty Disciple. I'm here with Big John.
What up?
And
trying to download music.
Our guests on the show are Digital Lizards of Doom. What's up? So
What's up, guys?
a lot, yeah.
A lot?
Well, you're the ones here, so you
We
tell
are.
me. Do you want to sit down, Chelsea?
And Chelsea's
joins
joining
us.
us.
We are recording at Second Story Studios. That's Chelsea's
hugging you
studio.
in my
Second
mind.
Story
My
Studios.
Second Story Studios.
It's so good to
right
see
up
you.
here in beautiful Escondido
Ooh.
off of Grand Avenue.
That deserves a round of applause.
Thank you. I think I need to turn Chelsea's mic on.
Nah, he can just shout from the corner.
Hey.
One of us
He's
will
on.
pick it up.
Oh, it's a little high. It's a little tall there for the...
Yeah, I'm gonna
Some more mids.
Yeah, you might want to lower that since you're so short.
short. Oh yes.
So
I was
This is not the Chelsea show. You're an observer.
so I didn't even know we were interviewing these two. I didn't know they were here today. I would
just got
have
here.
come in a lot earlier, you guys.
We didn't either. I woke up and I was like, oh, I have to be somewhere.
Typical rock star.
they only just showed up.
I know,
You're on
right?
time.
So
What is that?
I have to say congratulations, you guys.
Dude, thank
Dude,
Yeah,
seriously.
wow, that's
Thank you.
amazing.
you. Did he tell
So-
you about the record and like?
No, well-
Oh
all the
no,
sales?
he told me about your operation you got.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say $20,000 worth of surgery later. Here I am, penisless.
He's still Gabe, though.
Gabe.
What to do?
Did we just lose your mic?
Who's Mike?
I
Oh
like
my
to- it,
That was probably.
so all that is really happening, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It's
Wow.
a trip, man.
You guys, it just like bam.
One after the other.
It's
We
all her.
still-
We're
it's
still
all
in
the-
we're shocked.
I know.
By the way,
Matt
our
showed
listeners have no clue what you're
I'm gonna
referencing.
tell them right
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Everybody's out of the loop except for
Everybody
guys.
here.
Well,
I'll let Matt with the honors.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, so
the host of the show. Yeah, that'd be nice.
maybe I'll do my job for once. Digital Lizards of Doom has released their first full-length album called Lizards and Labyrinths worldwide as of Friday, just a couple days ago.
Woot woot.
And you should definitely check it out because this is a piece of magic.
And how many units have we sold so far?
So in the last 4 days, there's over 12,000 sales around the world right now.
Okay, just to put it out there and make sure everybody knows, Dirty Disciple here actually helped produce the album, and your record label has them signed. Your independent record label has them signed.
That is correct. In 2014, Gabe and I started working together, and there's been a lot of progress and work and things that have been happening. The album was designed for a lot of things.
yeah.
I'll let Gabe talk
Say
about
that again.
I thought you were gonna say a daunting task.
It was both.
It was both. Yeah, I mean, I remember.
Sometimes the hardest work every time the hardest work gives you the best rewards.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I remember having the conversation with Matt. You know, I've always been very career oriented with Digital Lizards of Doom, and so we had the conversation. I only had 2 EPs out at the time, and I didn't have any interest in doing a full-length album, but Matt insisted. He was like, if you want to chart and you want to go on bigger tours and you want to play bigger shows and be associated with bigger name acts, you're gonna need a full catalog of music, a larger catalog of music. And so the best way to get there would be to make a really good packaged album, full-length album. And I was pretty much like not against it, but it wasn't something that interested me at the time because I wanted to wait. I wanted to get a little bit further in the industry and then release an album so we could go big or go home. So him and I talked about it, and he told me he's like, I'll give you all the resources you need to make this record happen. And I was like, dude, I don't know. I have a pretty wild imagination. So for me, if we make a record, it's gonna get weird. Okay, like it's gonna get really weird.
I've seen some of that weirdness.
Yeah.
I've been privy to that weirdness. It's pretty great weirdness, though, I have to say.
I mean, this album kind of took on a life of its own. Make a Toast, which we'll get to eventually, but Make a Toast was this track that was very, it was inspired by Bolt Brewery. We did a beer with Bolt Brewery called the Digital Belgium of Doom, and it was inspired because, like, we wanted this festive type track with these European style guitars and just loud vocals. Matt and I actually, you can hear us. I can't remember who was in the studio that day, but we got a bunch of friends in the studio to like bounce on the ground with our feet to like add an impact to the kick drum. And so just to create this vibe, and that track changed the rest of the record, because after that happened, I was like, this is fun. This whole song is just fun. And so this record needs to be fun. And not only that song basically cemented what I think Digital Lizards of Doom is, which is it's silly, it's fun, it's high energy, it's inclusive.
Oh, you took the word right out of my mouth. I was going to say inclusive. Shoot.
Yeah, it's like, come on in. Like, that song just
Join
sucks
us.
you in.
Well, we call fans our family because they are,
Good.
So you should call them Fanly.
Family?
No, is that too
fan?
much? No, okay.
The douchebag level just
I got you.
rose on
It's a family, man. Let's go family, bro.
But yeah. So it took about 2 years. We went to Australia. We worked on the record in Australia for a bit. There was some mixing done in Canada. There was some production work we got done in the UK. So this record has been literally all over the world, which is a trip. And it incorporates so many different styles and so many different influences, not even just music influences, but just like pop culture references. And again, this is all at the same time, which whoever's listening, I'm not sure how much you know about Digital Lizards of Doom, but we also have a graphic novel coming out at the end of the year. We have these 2 mascots, Dizzy, this like heroic lizard, and then Commander Echo, who's like this evil robot trying to take over the world. And so not only it was just so cool how it happened, because not only was Make a Toast the foundation for this record of fun, but it was also mirroring what was going on in this graphic novel which I was writing. And that I kind of hate to say it, because as a creative I should have been thinking that way, but I wasn't, and it just happened naturally. So it just kind of took on a life of its own. And that's how I like to work. I prefer working that way, because no matter what happens, no matter what the thing sounds like at the end, that's how it's supposed to be when it takes on a life of its own, and you kind of let the music itself make itself.
I finally got this shit downloaded. So
cool.
Can we?
Nice.
We can say shit.
Oh man, I'm
nice.
Yeah, no, you can say whatever the fuck you want. This
Cool.
is ain't FCC. No, it's freedom here.
Duly noted.
What? Okay, so let's play Make a Toast.
Yeah.
So this is the song Make a Toast off of Lizards and Labyrinths, the new album out by Digital Lizards of Doom.
And it's on Noize Cartel Records.
It's everywhere.
Karate è meglio del tuo karate. Adesso baciami prima che diventiamo maestri di meraviglia.
Let's make a toast to your name. And your revolutions keep on swinging, 'cause we'll keep on swinging if you have time to waste on me. Fill a cup for someone else, fill a cup until it stops, and make a toast to your name.
These headphones have some crazy bass.
Yeah,
I was just thinking.
aren't these awesome headphones?
Yeah.
So good.
That's the best that song has ever sounded. For sure.
No kidding.
Chelsea's like, I don't know what you're talking about, because he's wearing the shitty headphones.
I missed out on the bass. Damn it.
Aw.
Well, you could have grabbed
His
the other
face.
headphones over
I
there.
will.
Yeah, those are better.
All right. I'm moving into bass realm.
So,
There's a lot in that track.
oh yeah, I mean, pretty much every song on the album is like a lot of fucking tracks. Seriously.
Yeah. Like there's just so many different layers to that song.
There's layers of vocals, there's layers.
There is now video on the internet of Chelsea crawling on the floor in his studio.
He's looking for drugs.
The dangers.
Dirty, unvacuumed
Yeah.
studio. We had a wood chipper in here
It looks
for,
like
for a week. Oh my gosh.
I don't even want to know, Chelsea. I don't want to know.
I don't.
Digital layers of doom.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's what that was, man.
Sir.
A lot of layers of everything going on. That was badass. I
Thank
got
you, man.
chills right off the bat. It was just like,
Oh, man.
yeah,
Thank you,
that
man.
is a great track, and I want to hear the rest of the.
So from a production standpoint, when you're trying to achieve stuff like that, it takes layering of different sounds and everything to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that, it's important if that's what you want to do. Like in the drop, in the breakdown, there's way thicker kicks than there is in the rest of the song,
Yeah.
because you want people just to get into it and dance and stuff. And Gabe's objective at the start of this album was that he wanted it to be the party album of the year. So that was how I looked at it for every song.
That's a lot to look for. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was a lot of questioning when he wanted to record certain things. I would ask, like, why do you want to do this? And then he would always have the correct answer.
So that's you. That's you being the producer, because he is the artist. You have the vision. okay, but you came into this knowing what you wanted, right?
Yes and no.
This was
Okay.
the only song that he knew what he wanted.
That is 100% true. Because every other song, I mean, it was such a departure from that sound, and that's why I didn't realize at the time how much of an impact Make a Toast had on the rest of the record. I didn't know it was going to be the first track on the record.
Right.
I didn't know if it was going to be on the record. Like, there were so many things, and then after. That was the first song ever for the record. And then I wrote these other songs, and they were like sad and then slow. And I love them, and I'm going to keep them. I'm going to recycle them for other things. But I was like, man, you can't go from this, and then just be a bummer. But I still wanted to have songs about love and loss and just life, but still keep it fun. So with that, I just kind of took these ideas and went back to the drawing board and asked a lot of my friends for help, and just said, hey, can you play violin? You can play horns. You can play drums. I love Eastern European music, but like I really got into it. I started studying. I listened to tons of Russian symphonies, actually, when I was writing this record, and I listened to how they were singing, and I listened to the melodies and the hooks that they would use for some of their songs, and just really became super nerdy and got into it, and then tried to apply that to Digital Lizards of Doom with a more rock and electronic alternative bass, I guess. So
Now that's sharp contrast to a lot of like some of our other previous guests. Make a Toast was the only song you actually had a vision for, and everything else just that you initially had planned to go along with that literally just fell out the window because you had to rewrite your whole plan for the album.
yeah, it just set the bar really high. I mean, does that sound cocky? I don't know.
No.
It's
No,
just,
it did.
no,
I
it's-
expected
it's
him to
what
set
it
the
is.
bar high.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, no,
that-
but it doesn't sound cocky to say that.
Well, yeah, like after that song, I was like, man, these other 7 songs kind of suck compared to this one, or maybe even. Oh yeah, no, some of them sucked, but they're the ones that didn't suck didn't have the same vibe. When I hear Make a Toast, even after listening to that song so many times, I'm like, yeah, I get kind of pumped up. I'm ready to go, and the other songs weren't doing that.
So instead of trying to make those songs that way, you just rewrote the rest of the album from there.
Yeah, I think the best example of that, and I think it's another one that we're going to play, Betsey Babe, the Fashion Queen. I actually had a friend of mine, Violin Girl. She goes on tour with DJs all over the world. And I just, one time she was in San Diego, and I asked her to come by the studio, and I just played this guitar riff. I just had this riff, and I just played it over and over and over again. And I just got a bunch of different sounds, and she was like, what do you want me to play? And I was like, I don't know. I just want you to play. Just whatever you feel, just play. And then she had this riff that was like dun 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 dun, and I was like, man, that's really cool, but I wish. And I got all these things, and so then I just looped the first part, and it turned out being like dun 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 dun, and I was like, dude, that matches the kind of Eastern European sound that I've been listening to and studying and stuff. So I took that track, and I had, how many different songs did that violin go through? I think it was like 5 or 6 different songs.
Yeah.
It was a lot of songs. And it was in the key of D for a while, then it was in A, and I tried doing this weird F sharp thing but nothing worked out, and I was trying to make it too complicated too. Like I was like, all right, we have this cool violin, and then she did a bunch of soloing stuff too. I had her play for a long time. We had a full day of just violins, and so I was trying to get as much of her stuff in there. But then that hook, I always came back to that dun 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 dun. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna write the entire song based off that hook, and I just played the same 4 chords, and it turned into Betsey Babe, the Fashion Queen. So it was just, I had no idea. It wasn't
Right,
planned.
you didn't plan that song.
No.
You just, because of whatever you had laying around, like pieces of the cutaway of the film.
Yeah.
You're piecing it together, make a masterpiece.
And that was the best part, and that was the part that every time I heard it, like the other stuff was cool, and I'm a huge fan of metal, and she played this shredding solo, and I wanted that in there so bad, and it was so hard to just let that go. It was really hard for me because even in Betsey Babe the Fashion Queen, that solo was still in there for a while, but it took you away from the song. And I was trying to listen to it from a listener's point of view. It's bouncy and it's happy, and then it kind of goes off this trail, which I like because I'm a musician and I'm like, that sounds so cool. But I wanted to keep everyone there and keep the focus on this really cool riff and this really cool vibe. And it's one of my favorite songs, and it's 4 chords the entire time.
That sounds like every pop song in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
It's 4 chords.
To give you an idea, Make a Toast is the only song on the whole album that finished the same as what it sounded like at the start. Every other song got written
goodness.
and then totally changed. Every song.
I didn't even
We'd
think
finish
about
a
that.
song and then they would be like,
It's so true.
sorry, I'm coming back into the studio and you're going to hate me for this, but we got to rewrite the song. Every song.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Every song.
It took over 2 years.
The producer speaks.
Yeah.
But it's okay because it needed to happen.
Yeah.
No, you always had a good attitude about it. Like I could see you like going to pull out your hair, and you're like, all right. So, but you believed in me. You believed in me, and that was huge. And it's another a lesson.
I'm laughing at Chelsea's like got ants in his pants.
I know. I want to hear. I'm like, I'm like a crack addict right now. I want to hear the rest of this album so bad. I'm like, man.
One thing.
Well, you know what? You can go buy it on iTunes.
I'm gonna leave and go buy it and go play it in my car and leave you guys. That's it. Fuck you.
You can stream it on Spotify, but you really need to hear the whole thing. So buy it.
Yeah, I would have to. I'm going to. So I have to.
This lesson taught me a lot. You know about. I wanted the music to be honest. That's really important to me. Not just in music, but just in everyday life. Like I just want to have an honest life and an honest lifestyle. And so
I don't believe you. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
But the one thing I learned, like I went into it, I didn't want to plan, and I was like, no plan. We just let the music breathe, you know, like really, really hippie shit. But which was cool, and I'm glad it was like that. But I also learned a little bit of how to plan accordingly. I don't know. I'm a very extreme person, so you can have a little bit of both, you know. And for me, it was like I want no plan. I just want to go in there, and then the songs are just going to write themselves. And that was great. But
how'd that work out, Matt?
You want me to do what? I don't know yet.
Just sit there. And musical.
There's times you just started with like something, and it just went from there. Like put a beat down, and then he'd start playing a bass line or something.
That's how all
or
my
a guitar
songs
riff,
develop.
or he'd have an idea in his head already with a guitar riff and some lyrics, and it never ended that way. But that's how it started. You know?
And there's something I learned. Unless I have the financial success in the future, I will probably not ever make another record like this. Unless like I have a huge budget. Like we're working on the next record already, just like we've been talking about it, coming up with ideas. We haven't recorded anything, but we're just talking about ideas. And I have a battle plan of we're going to go in, and I want it very minimalistic and very full. Like there's like so much going on in this record, and it was great. I don't regret anything. It's just that I want to strip everything away for the next time and just guitar, bass, keyboards, mando, drums.
Do as much as we can with as
Is
little
this
as we
getting
can.
recorded so we could go back and listen to?
Did you see Gally? She's just like, wait, what? We're doing what?
I got excited.
Oh, okay.
I got excited.
Well, there's a scientific reason for that too, because I relied not too heavily, but I relied on all these things, what I thought was going to make me better, because I don't know. Sorry, Matt, if this is like one of those things where you don't want your artist to say, but I'm not a big fan of my own voice. Okay. I don't like hearing myself sing. I love to sing, but I don't like hearing myself sing. So I was like, no one wants to hear me sing. So
That's like the
You're not
opposite.
alone. You're
That's
not
like the
alone.
opposite of every karaoke singer.
I signed him.
You're not alone in that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that. I'm like that.
Well, you have reason to
That's
be.
kind of like, yeah. That's like people that don't like to go to their movies that are actors and actresses that don't go see their movies because I think part of it is they don't like the way they act or how they how they're portrayed.
We were just
or whatever.
talking about that, watching some videos the other day, and we were like, turn it off. We're not interested in watching it. We don't
Yeah.
need to. We'll just self-critique.
Right?
Yeah, and there's like this that's why I added so much stuff. And again, it's not like, he could have. No, it's not that. It's just, and I'm glad I did that, but I shouldn't have relied on that so much, I guess. So, and just from the feedback from going to shows and even when we play our acoustic sets where it's literally just mandolin and guitar and our two voices, people are like, wow, what a full sound. What a big sound. Like every single show. And it really has helped my confidence and boosted that up a lot for me to be like, okay, you know what? I think I could pull this off with like some more harmonies maybe to fill it up a bit or some more, maybe just placing the bass in a different position or the drums more fills or more this, more that. And so for the next record, I'm really excited to experiment with that and just do it to try it. Not trying to fix anything, but just doing it
In
to
regards to what you guys are
experiment.
doing, are you guys going to do a video for any of these songs? Or
Yeah, we have a couple out already.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
couple.
there is? Okay.
We had
Great.
like a crazy response over the weekend. One of them got like 10,000 views in one afternoon.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, for
it was
for
crazy.
Rexually Frustrated, the dinosaur song. Isn't that wild? The
so
video is a
funny.
minute and a half long.
No, that's great.
Minute and a
No,
half.
I think all videos now should be really
yeah.
short and sweet. And
Yeah.
just
It was
Yeah.
footage from the tour that we just got back from because we went up to where did we go?
Pacific
Vallejo,
Northwest.
We went to
That's the best
Oregon
way
and
to-
back down.
Putting it
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
Those
It just
those
sums it
states
up
up there.
wow.
where the trees are.
Where the trees are.
So we're gonna listen to the song. Otherwise,
Oh, finally?
Chelsea's gonna pee his pants.
Yeah, finally.
So this
I
is
can't believe it.
this song is called Betsey Babe, off of the Lizards and Labyrinths album from Digital Lizards of Doom.
Hey, violin girl, let's pick up this tempo. Betsey is the fashion queen. She can make it true, every stud and jewel dream. Betsey's got the stuff you need. I just bought a purse from the magazine. Betsey's got a new hot ride, so she can make it down to the movies on time. Betsey, it's your birthday night, wrapped up in a bow that says please be mine. Ride on, Betsey, Betsey, babe. Ride on, Betsey, Betsey, babe.
It does have that.
It does that.
Mediterranean
It's got that,
vibe,
yeah.
yeah.
It's got that vibe, man. That's cool.
Betsey loves the rock and roll noise, but she won't mess around with the microphone boy. Betsey, I'm in love with your voice. Tell me where to go and I'll pack up my toys. Betsey is the fashion queen. She can make it true, every stud and jewel dream. Betsey's got the stuff you need. I just bought a purse from the magazine. Ride on, Betsey, Betsey, babe. 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 Ride but I'm here to let you know that you already got it, baby. The hammerman tells you that you can't touch this. The hammerman wants you, but babe, you got this. The hammerman tells you that you can't touch this. The hammerman wants you, but babe, you got this. The hammerman tells you that you can't touch this. The hammerman wants you, but babe, you got this.
Yeah, so party album of the year, Tribulations of Doom.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, man.
What track is that on the album in sequence?
Four.
Four? Okay. Okay. Good.
So
good
that
position.
song is written about Betsey Johnson,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
We want her to see
Like-
it so bad.
It's just I'm like, who's Betsey Johnson? And then he showed me. I was
Who's
like,
Betsey
I love
Johnson?
Betsey Johnson.
She's rad, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay,
She's
I'm
been
out.
around forever.
I'm just like you. I'm out. Is she like one of those pinup girls or something?
Amazing,
She
eccentric
used to be.
fashion designer.
Yeah, she's
a big
just,
fashion designer.
Yeah,
She's very-
she's been around for a long time.
Mm.
She's a fashion designer and rockabilly, punk rock
Punk
clothing
rock
and
clothing.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't know the rockabilly. I don't know any of the rockabilly models. But they're
she's
so hot.
Really
all of them.
unique over the years, and actually changed fashion for girls and guys, and did a few things that people were like, oh my gosh. So she stood out many times. You know, come and gone, and
I'm gonna
I've
start
always-
a new segment. Chelsea speaks.
well, yeah, why not?
the Chelsea corner.
The Chelsea's corner.
CS corner.
I don't know about that corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, she I was buying it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all right. He's gonna cut me out of the whole thing anyway. So.
He's gonna go in and carefully
No,
edit all the
no.
Chelsea
Okay,
parts
sorry.
out.
Just get them out of here.
What the hell is he doing in my show?
So back to the album.
Yeah.
Let's cut that out.
There was a question.
Oh, cut it out. Sorry.
There was a question I asked Gabe at some point, very far into the recording of this album, because we're looking to hit the commercial market for what he's doing. And by the way, all his songs are family friendly.
Yeah.
It's a PG album. PG.
Is it G-rated or PG?
PG.
It's not explicit.
Non-explicit. Is
It's
there a
like-
version of non-explicity coming out?
You mean an explicit version?
The other one.
Yes.
A non-explicit explicit version.
I like.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the cartoon Adventure Time.
Yes.
So the thing I love, I
No,
love so
no.
much. I love so much about that cartoon, but there's a ton. But what they do so well is they mix. It's a kids show, and it's on for it's designed for kids, and it's on during like 3 o'clock, the 3 o'clock hour. Kids getting home from school and stuff.
You're really
But-
smart.
I don't think so.
No, you are. You're going after that kid audience. That's great. Longevity.
I heard going after kids. and I was like,
Audience
Yeah, that's-
longevity.
That's like
Not in that sense.
wrong show, Chelsea. Catch a Predator.
Longevity.
So the show Adventure Time, one of the things they do so well is they have this thing that kids can watch it and they can digest it and they can get what's going on. But if you watch it as an adult, there's like some pretty, I don't know if explicit's the right word, but that show is filled with like pretty heavy like sexual innuendo and like
Oh, really?
oh yeah, like all over the place. But they do it so
Nuance.
like classily, like classically,
I gotta
classy.
watch
I don't
this
know.
show.
Classily.
Classily, is that a word?
Yes.
Classily, that like
Nuanced.
you only get it if you are like an adult, but kids can watch it and then it'll just go like right over their heads. And so that's kind of what we did with like this record, because I talk about like a bunch of different, like Rexually Frustrated. It's really funny. There's like friends have sent pictures of like their videos of like their kids singing it in like the car seats and stuff. I'm like, man, that's awesome, but I guess, I mean, I don't know how.
See, and that's why you never tell somebody why you wrote a song. I just got done seeing something about Dave Grohl, since we have Dave Grohl's doppelganger here,
Yes.
where he was talking about that he has his own opinions on things, his own feelings, his own whatever, and he puts all of that into his words, into his lyrics, and into his music. But he never vocalizes what those feelings are in terms of those lyrics. He never connects what his feelings are and emotions and beliefs are to those songs. He leaves that up to you. So that way you as a listener can interpret it no matter what. And that's just like that Adventure Time that you're talking about. Yeah. The kids interpret it a whole different way than the adults do.
Yeah.
And so the writers of the show leave that open for that way. They don't
spoon feed anything.
Yeah, they don't lay it out on the line what it is. They don't tell you what to listen to. They give you the ability to come up with your own adventure.
Yeah.
In Adventure Time. See what I did there? See what I did there? Oh, yeah.
I like how you turn that right back around.
I have a tendency to do that when I'm not stoned. I mean, did that come out?
Yeah, actually,
where's my water?
Renee's girls are going to have a lot of questions for you next time you come over about lyrics that I didn't answer. I just said, you got to talk to Gabe about that. They're like, what's this about?
Nice.
I'm like, ask Gabe. He wrote it.
I don't know. To me, it's about rainbows and butterflies.
Digital lizards.
Yeah.
So one question I asked Gabe when we were writing this that is recurring trait of commercial music is choruses in your songs. That makes a big part of your song, and it's the part people sing and
it's the hook.
They remember, and
they call it a hook for a reason.
That's right,
because it hooks the shit out of you, and you can't get it out of your mouth like that poor fish. Sorry.
And because none of these songs have lyrics in the choruses. So
wait, what?
Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Wait, what?
What about my song? I don't even know.
Yeah, the artist is like, wait, tell me
what
about
did I not do?
So
did I miss something, Daddy? I mean,
I asked him that question, and he referred back to the Eastern European style of songs and bar songs and party songs, and that's like what he done.
Yeah.
So you have all the.
Well, think about Betsey Babe, for example. There's no chorus. Betsey Babe.
It's all just one hook.
It's all just one giant hook.
That's it.
Yeah. Think about
So
that.
it's quite different on that level, which is very creative.
So instead of being a song without choruses, it's really a song without verses, and it's just one chorus repeated.
Yep.
I like the way you think.
That's right.
That rational.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how it is? Kind of.
You know.
Is that,
yeah.
I never thought of it that way until right now.
That's interesting, though.
It's
Like in Make a Toast, for example.
Yeah.
That's like like you said, you thought it felt like you were at a party.
Yeah.
And Gabe was trying to achieve that, like being in a bar with a whole bunch of people drinking, having a big party.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Da 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 is not a chorus. It's just a hook.
Exactly.
Gally's mind just blew up.
Where am I?
And that's what people I've noticed, like after seeing the response, what people are actually singing when they're listening to the songs is that
The hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, that's why they call it the hook.
So like the song we just played, Betsey Babe, we got a lot of people involved on that, and Gabe liked getting people involved on the album, getting them excited about it. So he just show up with his friends, and he's like a rapper that comes with a posse. But he's not a rapper. And they just come over and hang out and party and get involved and sing, and like,
So
it's crazy.
I haven't
It's
asked
fun. It's
too
really
many
fun.
questions about, because you've been kind of like just giggling about their album kicking ass. So musically speaking, Gabe, you're the driving force behind Digital Lizards of Doom. So what's your experience in music? Like, where do you come, what do you bring to the table for your band?
That is a really hard question to answer.
Well, then don't worry about it.
Okay. My parents are very interesting. So I grew up around classical music first and foremost. Then I got into like kind of classic rock, and then after that, I did the piano lesson thing and all that stuff, and it didn't really, nothing really like sat with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into contemporary, and I got into pop, and I got into folk music, and I love, like, my first band that I just really got into was probably the Beach Boys and the Everly Brothers.
Ooh.
So for like for like a 10-year-old to be just like telling all their friends about, hey, have you guys heard the new Beach Boys song? And they're just like, what? You know, like, so like
The
that's
new
the
Beach
stuff.
Boys song. That was like in the 90s with Kokomo. That was the last Beach Boys
exactly.
song.
Yeah.
It was I'll never forget it. It was
Cocktail.
It was Muppets Treasure Island.
Oh my God.
The end of Muppets Treasure Island, or
That's right.
the middle is Kokomo, something
Kokomo,
like that.
yep.
And I heard that song and I was like, what is that? You know, oh my God. And I just fell in love with melody. Like,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, I love music. You know, this is so cool. And then I could never really play any of that stuff till I was about 12, and a neighbor, he told me he would teach me bass if I joined his bluegrass band. And so it was all these guys in like their 60s and 70s playing bluegrass. So I was like a 12-year-old kid playing in his bluegrass band. But then I fell in love with bluegrass, and we learned songs like Irish Washerwoman and Crawdad River and like all these old country songs. And I just fell in love with country and bluegrass. And then from there, you know, I started my own bands and I got into punk and metal, and that went in. I had tons of punk and metal bands, and then, you know, I kind of got into EDM after that, but all the while never losing any of the other stuff. Like, I still love the Beach Boys, I still love classical music, I still love the Everly Brothers and just bluegrass. So for me, I always, when I had the opportunity to create a new band, and when Digital Lizards of Doom, before I even knew what the band was going to be called, I was like, I finally have a chance, starting from scratch. I'm going to put all of it in there. It's going to be punk, it's going to be bluegrass, it's going to be metal, it's going to be classical, it's going to be Eastern European. You know, it's silly enough, you know, it's kind of in the title, Digital Lizards of Doom, where we can get away with it. You know, like, I don't think 4 albums from now, if we made a metal album, I don't think people would be shocked. I think they would just like laugh.
Go with it.
Just go with it. You
You're
know,
like, hey, that's the
it's-
different flavor you added to this smoothie.
we could make a record. Exactly. We could make a record that was only
Like, hey, honey,
piano.
why is the smoothie green this morning? Oh, we added some country.
Exactly. And I want to be able, like, again, I want to make a country record sometime, you know, or at least know that I have the freedom to do that. You know, who knows, making a D-Lot album that's just violin and piano and vocals. Why not? You know,
D-Lod, hashtag Digital Lizards of Doom. Just
Yeah.
people, you know.
so
D-Lod.
so all those things, basically, I'm just a music lover. Like, I love, we were talking about this on the way up, I haven't heard a genre that I don't like. And someone was like, what about polka? And I was like, I'm a big fan of polka.
Polka, polka, polka.
We should listen to the last track. That's a really short one. I like it.
Yeah, so this is a lot different.
Yeah.
This was totally different to everything
Is
else
this
on the
Rex?
album.
This is Rex.
So this is Rexually. I was gonna say active.
I was like,
I'm Rexually active.
Yeah, Rexually Frustrated by Digital Lizards of Doom off the new Lizards and Labyrinths album.
I'm packed up, so baby, can we go? We can make 100 million digging for bones. I wanna drive you down, down until we go. I wanna drive you down, down until we go back to the job.
I'm picturing a double mint gum commercial.
Right?
Down until we go. I'm so tired of fossils, I don't care. I'm so tired of sediment in my hair. I wanna be a little bum down by the beach, wearing nothing but a derby cap and drinking something. I think I misunderstood. Now baby, what did you say? You wanna rock me like a dinosaur on Meteor Day? 'Cause I'm packed up, so baby, can we go? We can make 100 million digging for bones. I wanna drive you down, down until we go. I wanna drive you down, down until we go back to the Java Bean house where we make coffee and love. I wanna drive you down, down until we go. I think I misunderstood. Now baby, what did you say? You wanna rock me like a dinosaur on Meteor Day?
There you go.
Oh, that's it?
There you go. That's it.
Oh.
I want to go drive my car.
Hold on. Okay, there we go.
With the entire album playing and just go take a trip somewhere.
That's
It's a
awesome.
good album
Make
for
sure you're
that.
in a safe place
Yeah.
if you do that. You don't want to, like,
I just
that's
wanna
somewhere
go.
bad if you take a trip and listen to the album.
Fill up the car and just go with that album blaring.
He
Dude,
rocked
that
out
is a
too
fun-
hard. We miss him.
That is a fun, dude. The 3 tracks I've heard are just knock
Dude,
my
thank
socks
you,
off.
man.
So
I'm blown.
yeah, if you go back to talking about simple production or simple songs, that was right there, like the ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe came with that piano track that was recorded by Jeff Forrest,
Jeff Forrest, yeah.
and just wanted to sing vocals over it, make it really easy, and then we just added a kick and some snaps just to kind of give it some rhythm, I guess, and
That gives it that kind of classic
Jerry
vibe.
Lewis.
Yep.
Jerry Lewis vibe.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah,
Jerry Lee Lewis. Yeah, yeah.
Not the Jerry Lewis.
Not
that guy. No.
Come on, babe.
Damn, he's really being a stickler for that. I realize now there's a big difference.
Yes, there is a big difference
Jerry
between
Lee
Jerry Lee Lewis. but no, I'm thinking more of like the classic sound vibe, like almost the AM sound vibe, because there was not a lot of bottom out of that. It was pretty much all highs and mids. And like I said, that made me think of the old Double Mint commercials, the Double Mint gum, that harmony that you do, Gally, the tight harmonies you provide on that. It's amazing.
So originally that song was going to be a hidden track, and I was going to put it through a fuzz and just make it like sound super old, and it was going to be something that nobody heard unless they were paying attention.
Yeah.
But we did that, and it didn't sound good. And then everyone I was talking to who had shown this song, and they're like, why don't you want this on the record? I guarantee you this is going to be the one people like. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's too weird. It's too much of a departure. And then I'm like, no, I don't. Maybe it just won't. And for a while, like a month or two, it wasn't on the record at all. And I was just like, no, it's too weird. Screw that song. And then I like it, but maybe the next one, it needs some drums. It needs some synth. And then it was Matt and our other producer, Jeff Forrest, and a friend of mine who I really, really trust when it comes to music. And he was like, dude, if you don't put that song on the record, you're making a huge mistake. And I was like, dude, you know what? All right. And I like to follow the signs. I'm like, everyone's telling me. So, and then oddly enough.
Oh, I know. I'm just thinking about it's kind of okay. Rexually Frustrated is kind of like the sleeper song. We have like a running joke because I love it. I love all of the songs on the album, but as far as predicting which songs are going to take and not take for an audience, there's some like methods to it, but it can be completely random. And Rexually Frustrated has just risen so fast.
It's number one right now
It's number
on
one.
Spotify.
it's the best-selling track on
And
the
I'm
album.
like, I'm like, you want to guess? You want to guess which song is like
Seriously?
pulling?
Yeah.
We're watching it
Oh
like
my
those
God.
horses at the racetracks. We're like, oh, which one's pulling ahead? Looks like Tall Glass of Wine's like 100 listens behind.
And I wonder if it has to do with how long it is. It's
Yeah.
just barely
A minute and a half.
20
It's
songs.
very
a minute 20
interesting.
seconds.
I wonder if someone's gonna pick that up and just run with it, man.
I mean, my friend was telling me he heard that song and he was like, you need to get this to like Universal.
Yeah.
And this needs to get licensed for like the end credits for a movie, like right as the end
sure.
credit goes
Yep.
up. And I'm like, at the time, I didn't think that.
Dude,
but
for
now
a
I'm
rom-com,
like, yeah,
a romantic comedy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
gonna-
either an intro or outro. Right
I'm gonna
there.
rock you like a dinosaur on Meteor Day.
If they make a new Toy Story, I'm sure it'll be in there.
There you go.
In Spanish.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
You guys have a website, right?
Oh yes,
Is it
D-Lod World? D-Lod World is
I'll let
kinda
Gally
like-
take this one.
Yeah,
DLOD World.
DLOD
D-Lod.
World. Yeah, and you can type Digital Lizards of Doom into Google, and we've got tons of videos on YouTube, and it was released on 420 different streaming platforms. Is that right? 400 something, Matt?
There's over 400.
Yeah, so pretty much anywhere. Amazon Music,
I like 420.
Spotify.
That works.
I know, right? Giggle, giggle. Yeah, you can find it anywhere. Honestly.
Yep, it is out
Cool.
there. Make sure to download it to support the artist.
Yeah, a lot of
Very
people I think
important.
don't know that even saving song, because social media and technology has changed so much now, even saving an album, even shares and stuff like that, there's social media charts now too. Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
Well, that's honestly, in my opinion, those are way more accurate
Yeah.
than any numbers that were used previously, because those, and even then, the numbers now they're figuring out how to manipulate the
Yeah.
social media numbers and stuff. But it's still, in my opinion, more accurate than anything else of charts, because that's all bought and sold by the highest bidders.
Yeah, we had a crazy response over the weekend for the album, so we're on cloud 9.
And
Nice.
if everyone could do us the honor of going to our website and signing up on our mailing list, you get some really good, really cool and good goodies. And also, we, as I mentioned earlier, we have the graphic novel coming out in December.
Yeah.
So I want
just in time for Christmas.
just in time for Christmas. So I want to get everybody, keep them updated on that, because that's going to be really, really cool.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah, these guys have a lot of stuff in store. I can't talk about it. I have a non-disclosure
You're
agreement.
doing NDR.
yeah.
NDR.
But you got to go check these guys out live, too, because their show is really cool.
We have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
When is the next show?
We got a Halloween show at Aztec Brewing Company on October 26th. So,
Boom.
yeah, we're planning more and more shows every day. There's a lot going on, though.
Nice.
So pace yourself.
So stay tuned to your Facebook feeds
Yeah,
and
we put it up on our website and our Facebook and our Instagram.
dlodworld.com.
Yep.
Join the party for sure.
Boom.
They put on parties, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good ones.
If you want to hire us for your backyard jamboree,
They'll make a toast.
Jamboree.
They'll make
we'll
it,
make a
yeah.
toast.
Actually, yes.
You'll see what I did there? Sorry. I'm getting punch drunk.
Is that why you're not with iHeart anymore?
Probably. Either that or the cussing. I'm not sure. Fuck ever.
Can we make an offer for the people out there?
Offer.
Yeah, let's make an
What?
offer.
What? A deal?
Give them
A
something
deal right
For listening?
for
We're going to give exclusive.
Following.
You know what?
or-
We actually have a show with the Raw Artists Showcase. You can go to rawartists.org/dlodworld. That's going to be a super cool show, and we're doing kind of a thing where if you buy a ticket to that show, you get a copy of the album for free.
And when is this show?
It's October 10th at the Mansion in Costa Mesa. It's going to be
Unfortunately,
such a
this
cool.
episode won't air until probably the 4th week of October.
Gotcha.
But right now, nobody's listening in live. I would want them to, but there's a camera there that nobody looks at except me. Actually, I don't know. Is anybody? Wave if you're there. Oh, there's somebody watching. Say hi.
Hi. Thank you, one
You're a
fan.
cool person.
You're the only fan right now.
The official Viper. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Viper. What's up?
He's one of the artists on the label.
Very nice.
He is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. He
Viper's
just
rad.
said hi again, so we're going to mention him.
Vipernator.
He's going to make it into the episode.
Cool.
check out Viper too. That guy has some slamming stuff.
Oh, I forgot
Nice.
to tell you, he wants
Heavy.
to remix Make a Toast.
Uh-oh.
Heck yeah.
So there
Do
you
it.
go.
It's gonna be a
Do
heavy,
it.
heavy song.
So does Tesh. Tesh also wants to. Not that song, but a song.
There you go.
Sick. Heck yeah.
Look out.
Cool.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
So was there an exclusive offer we were going to put together? Or sorry, I got the web distracted.
What if we get any new support on your Dusty Futon?
The Patreon?
Yeah, then I'll send them a free album hard copy.
So if because of this episode you sign up on the Patreon account and you actually become a subscriber, we'll send you a free digital copy.
Hard copy.
Hard copy.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so a free hard copy of the Digital Lizards of Doom's newest album.
Correct.
So, but you got to sign up for the Patreon and at least be a $1 subscriber
That's right.
or supporter.
You go.
It only takes $1.
Oh, that's it. That's all it takes to save the
I
industry.
thought it was like $100 a month.
Well, that's if you want to be the golden futoner.
Do we get to join you on the futon for $100 a month?
Practically, if you pay, I'm sorry, if you're willing to donate $100 a month to what we're doing here, you will pretty much have access through my phone to anything we do in a studio. You can talk to the artists live while we're recording. I
Sexy
don't
pics.
care.
Sexy pics are big.
Send
these
whatever you
days.
want. Yeah. Oh wait.
Sexy pics.
Yeah. My lips are too dry to do that.
I wonder why.
Look, he's all turning red.
Cottonmouth. Let's just go Cottonmouth. I swear that's it. Can we end this
Yes.
fucking episode?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so much,
tuning
guys.
in.
Awesome show, you
Yeah,
guys.
we will see you next time on the Dusty Futon.
Thank you so much to Gabe and Gally of Digital Lizards of Doom for coming out to take a seat on the Dusty Futon, and to Reverb Nation, as well as Dirty Disciple, connecting us with them through his label. Speaking of, big thank you to Dirty Disciple of Noize Cartel Records for being our host of this episode. I'm Big John, co-host, engineer, editor, and producer of this production of the Dusty Futon LLC. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to get all the newest episodes, and please share to your friends so that they can get the episodes as well. You can find out how to subscribe and go ahead and share it from dustyfuton.com. If you love what we are doing for the music scene in San Diego and you want to support what we do and help us keep it rolling, like Rick and our other supporters, please consider going to patreon.com/thedustyfuton and pledging to support us for as little as $1 a month. That's Patreon, patreon.com/thedustyfuton. Thank you again for tuning into this episode of The Dusty Futon, a production of The Dusty Futon, LLC.
Weird Al Yankovic made me love polka. No bullshit. That's the only reason I enjoy polka. Before that, I thought it was a stupid accordion music.
Yeah.
Because my brother played the accordion and jokingly as a kid, and he loved it. And I was like, God, it's so stupid. But then I heard my first Weird Al polka, and then he had that Weird Al polka lot, whatever it is, the Polka Palooza album.
Yeah.
God, man, he's just so awesome. Anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, because he has
Polka,
this,
polka.
because he has this like comedic value.
Oh, you don't remember me? Polka.
Your polka lata. Your polka lata.
Did you guys ever see that movie? I'm sorry.
No.
What movie was that? Was that Trains, Planes, and Automobiles?
Whoa, I would have known if it was.
He's in that?
John,
I love that movie.
John Candy. What's the one with John Candy?
Yeah.
And he's
The polka band picks him up, right?
No, he's in the polka band. He picks up the
Home
lady.
Alone.
Home Alone. That's
it.
what.
In
That's
the back of the bus.
yes.
Or the van.
Oh, the van. In
Yeah.
the van. Oh, you don't remember me? Polka. Hey. Sorry.
Oh no.
Everything.
Wow. Oh, man. That was...
We have to do that.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah. We're gonna have a polka.
Can we pull that
album.
clip up real quick?
I don't think I have the desire.
Yeah, no. That's your answer.
Yeah. Let's